Bethesda recently released a video introducing us to the first official companion for their upcoming sci-fi RPG, Starfield. So in today's video, I'm going to go over that companion and also companions in general. And for those of you who may have missed it, I'll end the video by quickly going over some leaked Starfield images from back when it was in development in 2018, but they were recently leaked. Let's jump on in. In Bethesda's Episode 2 Made for Wanderers video that came out on March 16th, they mentioned companions to us and followed it immediately with this clip.
Hello, Captain. How may I be of assistance?
Obviously, Bethesda was hinting at this robot character being one of the potential companions that we'll encounter on our journey, and this was later confirmed, but we'll get into that in just a minute. Todd Howard said that for Starfield, Bethesda has really leaned into how characters will feel about you, the player, and then Bethesda's lead artist, Istvan Paley, followed up with this.
That's probably my favorite part. Like when you're exploring and then your companion makes some comment off the cuff about something that you're checking out or something that just happened, it just feels so perfect for immersion. It's so believable. You think it's a real person.
As someone who has played quite a bit of the Elder Scrolls, from my experience, Bethesda's companion game, or should I say follower game, has never really been a selling point for the game, especially when you compare followers in the Elder Scrolls with companions that you meet in games like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, or Divinity Original Sin 2. From Dragon Age Origins all the way through Dragon Age Inquisition, I can probably name every single companion and also have an image of them in my head, even the ones that I didn't take along with me, while in the Elder Scrolls I barely remember any, and honestly the majority of the time they were so stupid that I didn't even want a companion unless I was in a rather comedic mood. Now this was never really a huge problem for myself though, because not every game has to have a heavy focus on companions, and I still greatly enjoyed the Elder Scrolls games for what they are. As someone who has not played the Fallout games though, I'd be curious to hear from you guys as to how the companions in the Fallout games, the ones created by Bethesda, were, and if you thought they were better or worse than the Elder Scrolls followers. For Starfield, Bethesda is implying that they're putting more of a focus on companions this time around, and that we should expect them to be making comments on our decisions that we make in the game, and these comments should add immensely to the realism of them. In their most recent video, which was posted on April 6th, we actually got to meet this robot companion, and its name is Vasco.
How can I be of assistance?
Vasco is a companion that is part of Constellation, which is a major organization in the game that all players will seemingly be a part of. Constellation has been referred to as the last group of space explorers, and we can see that Vasco has been painted in white and red to represent Constellation. Vasco is an expeditionary robot who, as an early build, was built by Lunar Robotics, and has since been refurbished to meet the requirements of Constellation's mission. Now, we're not entirely sure what exactly their mission is, but it obviously has to do with exploration, and we do know that Constellation is searching for answers in the far reaches of the galaxy. Bethesda tweeted in June of 2021 that we have come to the beginning of humanity's final journey, so it probably has something to do with that. We're told that Vasco is a utilitarian heavy industrial machine well suited to the vigors of space travel, which basically means Vasco was designed to be really useful and practical rather than being, let's say, attractive. In this picture we can see several different mechanisms and components to Vasco's build. In the bottom left, this appears to be some sort of shock system maybe, or perhaps even a jumping mechanism that will make Vasco capable of traversing rough terrain. The box to the right of this is part of Vasco's survival gear, and this appears to be some type of tool that can be used to perhaps cut and puncture things. Above this appears to be a latch hook that is attached to a retractable cable. Maybe we will be using Vasco to pull equipment behind us, or possibly even to pull structures down. And then on Vasco's right shoulder area we can see a backpack that we're told is used for payload capacity. So Vasco is clearly designed for extended overland journeys, and it'll be very interesting to see if we, the players, get to modify or add to Vasco's components. After showing a few of these utility-based mechanisms and also telling us that Vasco's primary role is peaceful, we still got to see a few components that are designed for more defensive capabilities. On Vasco's right arm there appears to be some sort of gun that is likely able to pop out when needed. And this box right here appears to be showing us Vasco's eye chamber, and I would guess it has some scanning and tracking capabilities, maybe even a laser of some sort. I'm not sure if Bethesda will have more of these utility type companions, but Vasco seems to be really useful and is probably going to be a companion that most players will likely want to take with them when going out and exploring, or for all we know, we may not even have a choice in the matter. In this animated picture, we can even see Vasco doing some maintenance on the player's spaceship. And I keep saying Vasco because that is how Istvan pronounced it, but I also heard Istvan say Vasco, so I'm a little bit confused as to the correct pronunciation. Now, like I said before, Vasco being part of Constellation kind of tells us that everyone will be encountering and likely interacting with this robot. Now, I would imagine that each of the factions in Starfield will all have their own companions, but for those companions, you probably would have to actually join their faction to get access to them and the content associated with those companions. Personally, I'm very interested in the Crimson Fleet faction, which are the space pirates, and that faction, in my opinion, has the potential to make some really interesting companions. What are you guys hoping for with companions and followers in Starfield? Like I mentioned before, Bethesda doesn't necessarily have to go into as much depth as, say, BioWare did with Dragon Age and Mass Effect, because those games are designed as party-based games. Without companions in Dragon Age and Mass Effect, what really even are those games? Bethesda tends to do more solo-style adventures, where you could actually never really take a companion with you and still experience the core of the game. So why would they spend as much time on companions as, say, BioWare does? With that said, though, I'm really hoping that Bethesda does step up their companion game. I would love for them to dive much deeper into companion backstories, as that would make adventuring with companions much more meaningful. Instead of a companion being just a stupid meat shield, you might actually find yourself caring about them. Deeper backstories would naturally imply much better companion-specific quests. I don't think Bethesda needs to go too crazy with these companion quests. There doesn't need to be 500 quests per companion. It's more so the quality of the quests that I really care about here. Make us feel for our companions and perhaps even relate to them, and I think that will go a long way for this game. If we can just get a good backstory and a few good quests, the step after that is to just make sure that companions are able to actually react differently to different things that you do as the player. If you're playing with a very morally good companion and you kill a bunch of innocents in front of them, that companion should leave you or perhaps even try to stop you. If the companions only just make simple remarks about what you as the player are doing in the game, in my opinion, that's not really enough. There should be at least a few branching paths that companions can go down depending on your actions. And if Bethesda is able to do this, you as the player will absolutely get more of a sense that your decisions in the game do actually affect the world around you, which is important in many RPGs. Now I'm going to show you guys some of the more recently leaked images of Starfield, and these are supposedly from a 2017 or 18 build of the game, which would probably be pre-alpha for Starfield, so judge accordingly. I'm going to talk about this first one a little bit and then let the other ones just play out with some nice music, and you guys can speculate and believe whatever the hell you want on your own. So in this first image, as you guys can see, it looks like the developer is building a space station perhaps. We're not entirely sure if we're going to be able to do this as a player or not. Perhaps this game will have a Fallout settlement type system, but we really honestly just don't know. In the bottom right, we can see a health and stamina bar, what appears to be a shotgun with ammunition, perhaps a secondary weapons ammunition below that, and then no idea what that is to the right here. It may be grenades or something along those lines. And then over on the bottom left of the HUD, we have an oxygen and carbon dioxide meter, perhaps a gravity meter, which I think might be what the G represents here. Maybe different planets have different types of gravity or gravitational pull, so we'll be jumping up and down different distances, which would be pretty cool. Then I'm not entirely sure what these other things are on the picture. If these leaked images are legit, then it appears as if Bethesda's going with a minimalistic approach to their HUD and user interface, which I think would suit good for a space sci-fi RPG. Alright, I'm going to let the rest of the leaked images play out for you guys. For more Starfield content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.